It should be. Yeah.
Audio test.
Everything sounding good. Yeah. And clear and crisp.
Audio test.
Everything sounds.
Yeah, sounds great.
Very good.
Welcome to the show. Oops.
Welcome to the
Discord
show.
notification.
Get everything sent out. There it goes. I got a Discord notification.
Nice. At least one of the notifications works.
Yes. For me, anyway.
Twitter. Hello, Roxanne.
Hello, hello. All right. Yeah, and then I got the YouTubes. So, I don't know about Twitter. Then again, I never do.
It's been sent. We'll see if it actually matters.
Let the world know.
Is Trey still a bit? No, I should be good now. Hopefully. Now you just got to deal with the other problem that sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't, where my mic decides to clip.
Yeah.
Eventually,
I don't know.
Replace that XLR box. Those things are expensive, man. So, I told you that I had a really stupid pre-show topic for you.
Yeah, and Nightbot jumped to a commercial right before that.
Yeah, good job, Nightbot.
Yeah.
I attempted to make something.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but I'm gonna attempt to show you. I tried to make milk. I tried to make chocolate milk with fresh cow milk and a package from Hot Chocolate.
Okay.
Turns out, all that does is just put a lot of powder at the top of the milk. No matter how much you stir it. No matter how much I stir it.
Yeah.
I told you that I was almost late tonight and that I didn't have anything ready because up until a minute before I normally call you, I was in the kitchen stirring this like a madman, trying to make it dissolve.
Yeah.
Turns out the heat is very important for it to dissolve.
It also helps because, that's kind of thick. It's hard to mix powder into cream.
Yeah. Yeah. It tastes pretty good, though.
All you do. And the more you mix it, well, now it's butter.
Yeah. Chocolate butter.
Oh.
The problem now is that although it tastes good, there's powder all over the inside of the cup, and I don't know how to get it other than just like using my fingers, and I don't want to do that. I don't think it would taste very good. Shudder.
Yeah. Well, hello.
Blender would work for sure. A blender would have worked.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good name for it at all. Yeah, blender would probably have helped. Yeah. And done. Or you just get butter quicker.
Yeah. A Frappuccino machine would have done it. Put one of those deals they have for fraps.
Yeah.
Not the program that lets you capture your screen. The
Yeah.
I'm excited for the podcast tonight. I think we're gonna have a good discussion.
Okay.
But I also have just had a bunch of pure chocolate powder, so I could just be excited because of that.
Maybe so.
Wish you had the points for Sing today. I do have a new graphic. It's not a graphic, I guess. A new deal for Sing Mode that will let everyone that may have come to the podcast for the first time and not know what's happening understand that we are in Sing Mode whenever Sing Mode happens.
Okay, that's good. Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing.
And then we got a bunch of new commands for the Twitch side. Again, for the YouTube side. I don't know why I'm saying this to pre-show. You won't ever see this. I wish I could give you the commands. I can't. I do.
Yeah,
I wish
Okay.
they can do them on the YouTube side and it work. Unfortunately, it's tied to the Twitch.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
Wish I could.
Yeah.
That's not a new one, Roxanne.
No. And right off the bat, we get cursed. Awful.
I think we are good. Everything seems to be running fine. I'm getting greens all across the board.
Very nice.
Ad timers are all counting down, even though for some reason it ran an ad right at the start of the stream.
What album?
Just it just felt like
don't show anybody the chutter. I'll cut to ad.
No one wants to see that. Time to test this real quick before we start the actual thing. Does this command work now? Yes! Yes, it does.
Okay.
So with regular Twitch, you can do an uptime command. It's super simple. Yeah. The easiest thing in the world. People just do ! Uptime. But once you install Nightbot, none of those commands work anymore.
Okay.
So you have to go for a roundabout fix to be able to make it work.
Okay. Well, as long as you got it.
It works.
It didn't crash everything.
Does this one work? Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to save the other two for after the podcast fully starts because I want people to know they're there. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
That's not one of them, Roxanne, but I appreciate that. That would be funny. I should do something for that.
Hello there.
Hello there, indeed. Speaking of hello, hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
We got some stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
So before we kick it over to anything else, and I'll remind people of this later as they join in, I just wanted to let you know that we have two pretty cool new commands.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that I did in the pre-show because those are useful but not cool, right? The first one is ! Clip, which creates a clip of the last 30 seconds. So when people are like
watching?
When people are like, hey, I want a clip of this, but I'm going to have to stop the stream and go back. Roxanne's had to do it a couple times. King's had to do it a couple times. And then they don't get to enjoy what's going on right now because they're trying to find that clip while they still remember where it's at. Now they don't have to do that. Now they can just clip.
Okay. Interesting.
And the other one, we may have to increase the cooldown on. But the other one is my new favorite, which is dad jokes. Nightbot, tell me a dad joke.
It didn't work.
No. Nightbot.
Yeah.
Tell me a dad joke.
Nope. Got nothing.
Nightbot.
Not even Nightbot's doing that.
No, it broke.
Yeah, there's your dad joke.
Oh.
Timed that out perfectly.
All right. Well, at least we tried.
Yeah.
At least we tried.
Yeah.
I'll attempt to have that one fixed before next week. Joke not found. There aren't enough jokes in the world to make this podcast funny. Well then, let's start off with, do we have a pop quiz tonight?
Yes. We
have
a pop quiz. We do have a pop quiz.
Nervous.
Now, I've asked you about a few things. I want to get more specific on something I've already asked you about. So, I quiz you on just Gundam in general, like the whole kind of thing,
Yeah.
On everything. So, I got 10 questions for you about the original Gundam. So, let me check my notes here. So, but I'm pretty sure you're going to do pretty well on these, right? So, what year was the first episode of Mobile Suit Gundam released?
Oh, this could be a trick question. I don't think it is. I'm going to say 1979.
That is correct.
Okay.
All right. Some real easy ones here for you, right? What is the protagonist? Who's the protagonist?
Amuro Ray.
Amuro Ray, right? Right there. What is the name of the space colony? It's kind of at the center of the series.
It's the center of the series.
Not the center of the series.
Where it begins?
Yeah, it's kind. Yeah. There's
side 2 or side 4. I think it's side 2, but it might be side 4.
What if I said side 7?
Oh, yeah, it's side 7. Of course it is. 1997 or 1979.
Yeah. Okay.
Side 7.
So,
yeah. It's one down. I missed one already. No perfect score tonight.
Yeah, I was trying to help you too.
I appreciate it.
So who's the enemy?
The Principality of Zeon.
The Principality of Zeon, yes. And who's it created by?
It was created by Degwin's.
Not the Principality of Zeon. Mobile Suit Gundam. Who created Mobile Suit Gundam?
Oh, Yoshiki Tomino.
Yes, right there. Okay. So,
it's always the numbers that get me. I always get the numbers wrong.
What is the model number of the suit that the protagonist pilots?
The RX-78-2.
All right, you got that one out with that. What was the time slot? The original time slot for Mobile Suit Gundam during its first broadcast? What time did it come on?
Oh, I remember it wasn't a good time slot. I'm going to say it came on. I don't know the answer to this, so I'm guessing. I just know it wasn't a good time slot. I'm going to say...
I know. For sure.
Let's say 9 a.m.
Came on at 7 p.m. on Sundays.
Man.
Yeah. And so what network was that on in Japan?
79, that would have been...
What are you thinking?
Yeah, because at some point the network changed names.
Yes.
Was it Shueisha?
No. It was Nagoya Broadcasting Network, NBN.
Yeah.
TV Ashani. Asahi.
Yeah, TV Asahi. Yeah. That's what still airs it today. But for some reason in my head, I thought it originally was on Shueisha and then moved over to TV Asahi. 7 p.m., just like the podcast. That's true.
That's true, yes. I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. Whether he did it on purpose or not.
That's why it's Oh, I have the deal covering up the... I don't think we've had a name change yet, no. I need to change Rundgren's back.
Hey. Take care of your stuff, man.
There you go.
That's my name. Okay.
Your name's back to you now.
All right. So, so how many episodes in the original episode, in the original series?
Of course you would ask me that question. The original series was shorter than it was originally planned. He had to rush to the ending, even though it had a really good ending despite that. I'm trying to stall while I do math in my head. Doan's Island was episode 14, which means that they had one more episode than we have over in the West. If Doan's Island was episode 14, it was 14 episodes from that when Aboaku fell. No, not Aboaku. When Dozel fell with the Big Zam. That was at Solomon. The Gates of Solomon. So it would have been 8, 32. gonna say 43 episodes.
43 episodes is what the original it had. There you are.
I did that by math, chat.
Come in on question 9. Gosh, yes. Yes. You did. That was question 9. I got one more.
You should do a rundown after this, just a real quick of the questions for Dark.
Okay,
Just
I will.
do.
I will. So, and these, I'm pretty sure she would knock this one out of the park too. So who wrote the music? Who wrote the music for the original Gundam series? I think you would. I'll run down the questions real quick. After he has an aneurysm trying to figure this one out.
Yoshinori Kitase came on to help do character designs. Try not to look at chat, but also be where people can see my face.
I think you stay on the music side.
I have seen the name so many times.
If I do the Jeopardy music, will it help?
Was it Toru
No. It was Takio Watanabe.
Of course, yeah. Watanabe, of course. Yeah.
All right.
Of course. Yeah, that's the thing. So there's been a bunch of musicians and composers for Gundam over the years. Even Yoshinori Kitase, who's a character designer, has done some music for Gundam over the years. And that's why I was like, well, it was Kitase because he worked on original Gundam. Well, no, he did character designs for original Gundam. Okada did the music for Zeta Gundam.
But the real life credit. It was a mix. I think this one, we did the 10 questions over the original Gundam. Number 1 was what year was the first episode released? Which was, I don't know if you're gonna try to guess or not, but should I go ahead and give the answer? Yes, 1979. There you go. Who was the protagonist? So I felt sure that he was gonna get that. I knew you would get that.
I'm sorry, I'm okay. I just realized the massive flaw with this, which was at the bottom, is just dust.
Oh god. What is the name of the space colony at the center of the conflict in the series? Oh, Chutter. Side 7. Boom. So far, she's beating you.
Yep, so far.
Yeah. So, what's the name of the enemy forces that the protagonists fight in the series?
Gotta be careful not to say the answer myself.
Right. Yes. Zeon, the Principality of Zeon. Who created it? Who created Mobile Suit Gundam the series? I knew, but both of y'all would get that. Let's see, what was the name of it?
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Tomino.
That ties us up then.
Yeah, that ties y'all up. Tomino. Let's see, where was it? Where was it? I lost it.
You just asked the creator.
Yes. What is it? Okay, so what is the number, the name of the Gundam suit in that series?
The model number.
The model number of it. Yeah, I don't think either one of y'all hesitated on that. I know that number.
You asked me for the Zaku's model number, I'd have been in trouble.
Right. What was the original time slot for Mobile Suit Gundam during its first broadcast?
I did not.
So I got some tricky ones in there too. Try to keep a good balance. I wanted to give y'all some hope.
I appreciate that. Just a quick correction. I just double checked. Okada worked on the Zeta Gundam compilation movies. Saigusa worked on the series.
On Zeta?
Yeah, just wanted to clarify.
Okay.
That was a mistake that I made. You did fine.
7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. is the answer.
Well, they had
7
me now.
p.m. Yes. Ask what the original network that aired the Mobile Suit Gundam series in Japan, what that network was.
I got this one wrong.
Yeah. What was that? And there's kind of two answers I guess you could take from that.
See,
But
I
then you
remember
can't-
that it shifted. I just didn't remember where.
Yeah. And that was Nagoya Broadcasting Network
Mhm.
or TV Asahi.
Yeah, TV Asahi.
Asahi. Okay. I'm
Which
my
is still
stupid American tongue.
that's the one that does Gundam today. For anybody that's like, well, what network do I need to tune into if I have international television? That's the one.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure on rough count that yeah, she won. So
She only got the last question because I got it. No, good job, Doc.
very
Good
good.
job.
Very good. Very good. I'll figure something out for next week.
All right. Well, we will move into weeks. Congratulations. How's your week been, Ingrid?
Ah. Okay. The watched Alice in Borderland.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what was a really good show. The yeah, I don't want to give out any spoilers for it.
Has nothing to do with the Borderlands series.
No, it didn't have anything to do with the Borderlands series. It's kind of what is it? Gantz?
Yeah.
Like that where you're playing a game, right?
Yeah.
But it's a little more, I don't want to say visceral.
Gantz is pretty visceral.
Yeah. But Gantz has a yes, it's a death game series where they go through it, and they've got this is one of the cool things that I kind of mentioned about Netflix when we were talking about it last week, right? Is because of some of these streaming services and the way that shows come out now, I get to watch stuff that I would probably may never have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The that's it kind of that it has its rules. There's a few that it goes into, and we're kind of that it feels in that. But man, is it good? It's got one excellent casting.
Yeah.
There's no one for me that goes they kind of feel that they don't feel right in that role for some reason.
Right.
Everyone nails it perfectly.
Yeah. It's got a manga.
Yeah, this is actually based off the I believe this was based off the manga.
Okay.
I did not know about the anime though. And the manga is the same name.
Okay.
And great casting, great acting. I love the fact the dubbing was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was done very, very well. And man, just to me, it was dude. It was a great series. I binged it and my girl binged it in 2 nights.
Nice.
I stayed up way too late finishing the series. I can't really say. I don't want to go into too much about it. Like it's hard not to give away spoilers for that.
Yeah.
Especially against the ending, but definitely a cool flick to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like it.
Yeah. So I that was, I watched that. We ran around in Middle Earth.
Yes.
The other day, as we do at that. That was a little fun. Got to get some more levels. We're not doing bad on time for because we play those play those characters a little through the week to try to get some extra stuff. Not doing bad. Kind of speed run the main quest line as fast as possible.
Yeah. There are reviews this week, Roxanne.
Yes.
Quite a few.
But well, that was my week, sir.
7 a.m. after season 2, then work it.
Yeah, we said way too late.
Oof. I've been there, though. You got a show that's real good. I've been there.
It did,
All
man. The like that, the casting's great. The actually, the whole, just good.
Yeah,
just good. Well, how was your week been, sir? How has it been?
it's been pretty good. Wife and I watched all of season 1 of Legend of Vox Machina, and it was very, very good. I think they did a great job of capturing the characters. I think that, like, when you're watching the live plays, for anybody who doesn't know, Legend of Vox Machina is an animated retelling of Critical Role's first big campaign that they streamed. And when you're watching the live play, it is easy to forget. I guess not easy to forget the emotional state of the characters, because that's what people get invested in, but it's easy to forget how cool characters can be sometimes. And with the show, the animation is so well done. This animation's top notch.
Yeah.
That it's not easy to forget. Instead, it is always like, what cool thing they're gonna do next, man? How are they gonna do this part of the story? Oh, that looks sick. It's very good. And I've started season 2. I'm not gonna spoil anything for season 2 for you. Season 2 is definitely more of season 1 in a great way.
That's cool.
Now, talking about it, I feel like I should probably preface this and say that back when the Kickstarter first started, I gave a non-insubstantial amount of money to make sure that this succeeded. So I cannot come at this from a completely, like, unbiased opinion, because I love season 1 of Critical Role, and I was really excited to see it. If you look very carefully, you will see there's a whole Legend of Vox Machina poster back there. Unfortunately, not the signed version, but I would have copped $500 more to get that, and I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
But I got the dice and everything, and it's real good. And that's not the biased part of me being like, hey, I paid help make this happen. I hope it's good. It's legitimately like I'm sitting back going, man, why aren't more things like this well animated? The animation is great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is. I'm trying to think of something to compare the animation style to.
It's got, like, if you took Avatar and then put it through 5 or 6 more months of animation work to smoothen it up. I think Avatar is made great by not having that smoothening up, right?
Yeah.
But if you did that, I think it would be close to this, because everything is so smooth. It's so fluid.
Yeah, but it's also like really, and it's kind of sharp shaded from what I remember on that. Yeah, that's cool.
I do think, like, don't want everything animated in this style. I do want more things animated in this style, because there's this is the animation geek in me, I guess, but there's a lack of transitional frames in a lot of shows that make movement feel really energetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vox Machina instead has too many sometimes, so that everything is incredibly fluid, but you lose out a little bit of that excitement, the energy almost that you get in, like, Avatar, when the guy foams at the mouth and flails his hands, and there's missing like 5 or 6 transition scenes in the middle of there, so his hands are going from here to over here and then to here again, frame. Yeah. You feel the energy of that. Whereas when you have Grog, like, grab the axe, and you have every frame it's a smooth transition. Who knows how much work went into that to make it work? It looks really good, but it doesn't quite have as much energy, which is not a bad thing. It's a different style.
Yeah. Feels different.
Yeah. Finished both seasons of Spy Family. Nice. Leaves on the Vine. Oh, that song is so good.
Engage.
So low.
I don't know that one.
I don't either. That sounds interesting. Shoot me a link, Dark. I want to know about it. Then playing wise, I've still been playing Fire Emblem Engage. I'm 5 chapters away from the end.
Of course you have.
I have been playing it mostly to the exclusion of anything else, trying to beat it for review, because it's the new hotness right now, and because I've seen a lot of unfair criticisms labeled against it. Okay. People going, oh, this story's terrible. You might remember last week I talked about how the story wasn't great where I was at. I'm now 20 chapters in. This story's gotten pretty dang good. And all the criticisms I'm seeing about the story are only talking about stuff that happens in the first 7 chapters.
Well, for a lot of people, if it doesn't catch them right off the bat, they're not going to bother with it.
That's absolutely fair. But people say it doesn't get any better. It's like, well, no, it absolutely does. It's not even a subjective quality thing. It's not even like a, hey, well, I prefer this more. It's the story goes from just not existing really to, hey, things are happening now. Link me the Mal. That would be great, Dark. Link me the Mal. And that's, to me, that's not quite fair. That feels a little disingenuous of, well, nothing ever happens in the story. Well, no, it absolutely does. It's okay for you to say I don't like what happens in the story, but that's not what you're saying. That'd be like saying, well, in Lord of the Rings, they just walk around for the whole movies. It's like, well, that's not accurate. I've heard that argument before, too.
Me out on this.
You've heard that argument, too, though, haven't you? Like, come on now, people.
Yeah.
But, no, it's very good, and I'm excited to get my review out, because I do have some criticisms with it. One of the biggest ones is, hey, this cast of characters is, for the most part, really good. I kind of hate all the characters you get within the first 7 chapters, except for 2. And then after that, you start getting some really fun characters. And I'm going to talk about in my review how it's not fair that you have to wait till after 7 chapters to get there. But the characters are pretty good, but the deployment slots are so low. I have like 15 characters I want to use, and I have 11 slots in most chapters.
Well, you have to pick and choose. You don't get them all.
Yeah, that round deal doesn't go through the square hole, the round peg. And it's ad time, right after I said the word peg. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, sometimes they ride horses.
Sometimes. Very nice. Sure. How long got?
We got 10 more seconds on the ad.
Very good.
And then I will move on to the next thing in my week.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I said, that was the perfect time for an ad.
You know what? So this week, it won't be Dark's fault that we get.
That's right. It'll be mine. Thanks. No. The Fire Engage, though, it's pretty good. I'm still really enjoying it. Got a lot I want to say. You can make your units busted in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Busted. I have a unit that is not ever going to get hit unless it's through chain attacks. Their evasion is so high. And then I have a unit that has 45 strength. Now, that number may not mean anything to you if you haven't played a Fire Emblem game before.
No.
But Will's look is passed to you. Nice. The average strength for a unit in game is like 21, 22. He has 45.
Gotcha.
He kills everything. And then he gets to double. He gets to attack again on the same turn. It's so good.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I also played, and we're going to talk about it a little bit, so I don't want to talk about it too much here, but I also played the game of the year for 2023, which is called Hi-Fi Rush. This is an action game, like a DMC style. You have combos and everything. That is also a rhythm game. So you fight to the beat. That character with 45 attack, I am death incarnate. Your attacks are always on the beat. Like the animation will always be on the beat because the whole world operates off the beat. Okay. But if you click to time it, or if you're playing with the controller, if you hit the button exactly on the beat, you do more damage. And so your light attacks are, like if we used a 4/4 time signature, your light attacks are 1 note, right? That'd be a quarter note. Your heavy attacks are a half note, right?
Yeah.
So then you get your special attacks, your dash, your jumps, all of it goes to the beat.
Okay.
It's very good. The music's really good. There's a streamer mode they give you at the start where they go, hey, if you're planning on putting this video on YouTube or Twitch, we use licensed music in this game, but if you click this little toggle, we'll use our own custom music we made for this game instead of the licensed music, so that you hopefully won't get demonetized or copywritten.
Cool.
I was like, sick, thanks.
It's not even the end of the Yeah. Yes.
I don't want to hear the licensed music because how good the original music is. And Dark, I understand where those people are coming from, because this, if it sticks as it's going right now, is legitimately some of the most fun I've ever had with video games. Look at me. I know that I make a lot of hyperbolic statements on this podcast. I understand that fact. This time, it's not hyperbolic. Legitimately, this is some of the most... Go watch my first impressions video where I'm losing my mind having so much fun. This is some of the most fun I've ever had playing a video game. Oh, there's no question that I'm still going to be talking about it by then. Trust me. It's on Game Pass. Anybody that's unsure, you can download it for free on Game Pass. It's like $39.99, I think, on console. But this game's real good. And one of the other reasons I want to hurry up and beat Fire Emblem Engage is so I can make a review on Hi-Fi Rush.
What if they have downloads for like new songs for new levels?
That would be so good. The music, legitimately great.
You could have kind of like different tempo songs for different difficulty settings.
Yeah.
You know, going through, and then any DLC you could get new licensed music for.
Yeah. Be a great way to do it. That would be really cool as well, Dark. Especially since it's on PC through Game Pass. You can do some cool stuff there. There's a couple really cool accessibility things I want to talk about here. Because like when we talk about accessibility at the Game Awards and they don't explain any of it, I'm going to try and do that with this game instead. There are people that obviously, cannot hear. And so a rhythm game would be really hard for them because they need to be able to hear the beat. There is an optional, and I don't mean optional as in you have to go to a menu. I mean, you hit tab and it brings it up or hides it. You have control of that at any time. It is a button on the controller to control it. Brings up a visual indicator of the reverb hitting the beat.
Okay.
So that you can hit it on that instead. There's a full colorblind mode that allows you to change the colors. And as if all that wasn't great enough, you can, if you just want to mash, if you're somebody that cannot handle rhythm and you cannot hear or feel rhythm in any way, because there are people born like that, you can just mash through the attacks and it will still give you the rhythm because you're mashing. It takes a lot more effort, but you can do that. This game is theoretically playable by people that can't hear or people that have a hard time with rhythm, as if it was playable for anybody else, which is really cool. There's, in the video, you're going to see there's so many moments where I am hitting it directly on the beat, and there's these big like final combo hits you have called a beat tone, where you're supposed to hit it right at the end of it, and they specifically tell you when you unlock it, but if you want to keep attacking on the beat, it's okay. You won't be penalized for the beat tone because the last hit is still on the beat, and you get a visual indicator when you're hitting on the beat in the beat tone as it gets closer to the center. It's so satisfying because I can't just not hit on the beat when that's all I'm doing anyway. I'm hitting on that beat. So to not penalize me for that when they know I'm going to be clicking on that beat, that's great. Yeah. I love that. So Dark,
I'm sticking to it.
That's right. Dark, you're going to love this world too because the female character that you meet that is super cool named Peppermint is 100% your style. She has a robot cat that turns into a Bluetooth speaker for you.
Okay.
So I'll give you a very brief rundown of the story here. In the world of this game, people that have lost a limb or have a problem with a limb for any reason or anything like that, there is a company that creates robotic I think you're gonna love her outfit first off, but I also think her personality is really cool. People that have any kind of problems, there's a company that makes prosthetics, but also makes like new organs, things like that. This company's super sleazy, of course, and is just forward facing, really nice. And the main character wants to be a rock star, but he can't use his right arm, and so his right arm is like terribly broken from an accident. I don't know what happened there. So kind of like Shinko, yeah. So then he goes to get his arm replaced as part of this big program where they're doing a bunch of them for free, when in actuality they just want to, get test subjects.
A couple people thinking about Repo or Repo Man, Genetic Alpha, when you started doing that.
And in the process of it, due to a convoluted series of events that I don't want to get into for the sake of spoilers, she's also got white hair. I didn't want to spoil that for you. His iPod wounds up attached to his heart that is also like a power source for his new arm.
Okay.
And that's why, for him, the whole world is moving to this beat, because the iPod is constantly charged and is always playing next to his heart. So his heart is now beating to the rhythm of the songs. And it's really cool. The art style is great. It has a lot of those lacking transitory frames I was talking about earlier, the transition frames. So it's got a high energy style. It looks really nice. I like it a lot, and I'm not going to stop talking about it for the rest of the year. So look forward to that.
You can stop in November.
Yep. Do music when he's mad. That'd be great.
Then Doom music kicks in.
I don't know that Chai can get mad, but maybe. He also has a hero scarf, so. But that's been my week.
Yeah, like I kind of relate to this guy more than I can express.
Well,
I don't know how. Don't want to go into it, but
we can talk about it a little bit more as we move into reviews.
Okay.
Because Hi-Fi Rush is the first one on our list.
No. All right. Well, I'll be nice to you since you already explained everything. I'm going to go ahead and jump in at 92.
Okay.
Let me give it a 92. You explain the game. You're very excited.
That's a really high number, Roxanne. I don't know that any game can live up to that, but I appreciate your fervor. All right, Ice cream's up, ready for scores. We got a 97 for the chat too. 80,085.
Yeah, boobs.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. There's a character named Rekka that works for this company, and she is like a pro wrestler in an office suit, but she's still wearing her pro wrestler outfit underneath her office suit.
As you do. As you do.
Yeah, no, I think you'll like her, Dark. So the average score is 89.
Okay, so that's still pretty high. We're talking about that game. 89.
Yep. Okay, Dark. All right. All right. I'll put you on the board.
Very quickly.
Yeah, the timing was too close for you to have heard me say it, so I'll give it to you, but it was right there. All right, let me give you a review. Now, I'm only going to give you 2 for each game again, because we have 5. So, Rekka is her name, the wrestler lady, and she's great. You come into Rekka's house, and you try to disturb Rekka's business. She's great.
Rekka don't like that, dang.
No. Attack of the Fairway says, Hi-Fi Rush is a perfect bite-sized roller coaster. The kinds you want to ride again and again. No game is perfect, but Hi-Fi Rush manages to pack in extremely successful and unique gameplay, highly detailed cutscenes and art style, and the comfort of a Saturday morning cartoon's plot, characters, and humor into one awesome adventure that nobody saw coming. Hi-Fi Rush is an absolutely fantastic game, and you should go play it right now. Yeah, she is from Hi-Fi Rush.
Yes.
And then I'm not going to read you the lowest rank review because it's from a outlet we don't talk about anymore because of what they did with Black Panther, with Chadwick Boseman, if you'll remember. I just want to remind everybody that's why we don't cover them. I'm not going to say their name, but if you look this site up on your own and go, why didn't they read this one? This one's lower rated. Just remember that's why. The internet may have a short memory, but I have a long one.
Right, I'm pretty sure it goes the other way around, but go ahead.
Yeah. I have a very short memory. Kakachopure says, Hi-Fi Rush is clearly one of 2023's most pleasant gaming surprises, as well as a respectful nod to the glorious 2000s era of action titles where you just want to have pure, unadulterated fun with simple mechanics to comprehend.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep.
I'm going to give it 83.
Okay. What do you think, chat? What's the recommended score?
84, 93, 86.
The score is 100%.
No game should get that.
Out of 40 reviews, 100% of them said, yeah, you should play it.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, game of the year.
Calm down. I got more reviews.
Yeah. So let's talk about Neptunia, Sisters versus Sisters. Now, I put this on here because I know that Will keeps up with the Neptunia games. I played the original Neptunia. And for anybody who doesn't know, Neptunia is a series where the consoles are like waifus.
Okay.
And they exist, a personification of the console exists in a universe, and they all know each other and talk about each other's systems and the games that they have. And then the games are almost always, the Neptunia games are almost always like an adventure RPG.
Yes. Okay. Very well then.
This one is sisters versus sisters, so it's the console sisters fighting each other.
Well, that sounds all. 88.
88. Have almost every Neptunia games and all the DLC for them. Nice. There is. It's not PvP as far as I know. The score is unfortunately not 88, it is 69.
Look, they did that on purpose.
All right. Let's cover Op Rainfalls, who has what I think is actually a pretty good player. Overall, I think Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters is a fine entry in the franchise. The new characters are a lot of fun, the story is well written, and feels like a Nep game, and combat is really fun as well. I got some help from a friend on Twitter, so I was able to get the true ending during my playthrough. There's an endless tower you could challenge, and an awesome photo mode here to play around with for hours as well. I feel like this one is well worth the $59.99 asking price. I think it's pretty insane that Iffy, the studio, has decided folks who want the swimsuit DLC should have to buy the digital deluxe edition at $69.99, with no way for anyone buying a physical copy to obtain these, and I probably wouldn't be as upset about this if there were any alternate costumes in the game, but that's not the case. I hope something they do in the next entry is bring those back. Doing that and adding some more CGs to unlock would go a long way to making this an even more solid Neptunia title. That being said, fans shouldn't miss this one. The sisters are still as cute as you remember, and this is a fantastic adventure. I am blown away by the fact this is the longest article I've ever read on this website, and a big chunk of it is just the swimsuit DLC is $69.99. Like, look, okay, I get that. I understand why you're upset about it.
Okay. Now, on the last one, I gave a score. That's about originally because you were so excited. I made sure it's good. Now, I cannot. I know what the score is, but I gotta bring this up. I want to give it 80. I'm gonna say that an 80 recommend.
So I was gonna save that fact till after Rugger got done with his giving a score, so it wouldn't impact his score. But yeah,
hold on.
Yeah,
I'll say 80.
Yeah, the US version they're all aged up, but
yeah, Yeah.
Let's push the button.
Mm.
The score is 35%.
Oh. No.
This one
I didn't
had
like it.
18 reviews.
Wait, hold on. Is that because they don't recommend it, or they don't want anybody knowing they played it?
That's a good question. Just a quick for people that are like, that doesn't make sense. Even the review that I read earlier was only a 4 out of 5. The vast majority of reviews are much lower. And it seems like most people are just tired of the type of game that it is, which I don't think is really fair to throw against the game. Maybe the studio could do more to like mix things up, I guess. But most people are just saying that it's more of the same. It's really boring during it being more of the same. And then one outlet goes out of their way to poke fun at Final Fantasy XIII in the middle of it, and just goes, the first 6 hours of Final Fantasy XIII weren't so much of a slog. Like, well,
is this not? And I be careful with this, because I don't want this to be just an excuse for anything I don't, agree with it. But it kind of sounds like this may be a game that suffers from, okay, you got all these people, yeah, but they're not looking at it the right way. They don't, this is not, they don't get it.
I haven't played it myself, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Okay.
It feels like most of these people playing it.
Movie took it, seriously.
Yeah.
Or Meet the Spartans, and like, no, that was a documentary.
Because all of the good scores, the high scores, are people talking about the previous games, and all of the low scores are people just being like, it was really boring. It's moved away. Neptunia as a series suffers when it moves away from its roots, but it's too much like the old games. Like, well, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
So
I
felt
think
like
I think they're probably doing the smart thing. It's like, hey, we've got a core audience.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to do the best for them.
That's what it sounds like. And again, I haven't played the game myself, but this is one of the few times where we've talked about a recommended score, and I've legitimately believed that it's way harsher than it needs to be. And I wanted to try and give some of the...
Yeah. So I think okay. I'm gonna see now. Now it actually kind of makes me want to like actually look into it.
Yeah, me too.
And see, because when you describe it, it sounds like something's gonna be poking fun at itself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the case or not. We'll see.
And I trust, again, Dark has played all of them. I trust that Dark has played all of them and is going, yeah, this sure looks like the same thing to me. I mean,
right.
Like, look, you set me down with Fire Emblem Engage, and you show me those maps and go, but is it Fire Emblem, though? I don't need to have played it to tell you if those maps look like a Fire Emblem game or not. So, yeah. But we'll move on from there. I wanted to highlight that because that felt a little unfair to me. Next up, we have Spongebob. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. We can get through this. Let's go.
Spongebob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake.
Are we just? Is there like a theme of underwater or?
Yeah, Now this is of course the sequel to the remake of Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
Man is an instrument.
People have been waiting for this one for a while. What do you think the score is?
72. I'm going 72. We gotta get 67 in. I'm kind of wondering if this might just be nostalgia fishing for millennials,
Right.
SpongeBob.
Roxanne redeemed a play from the soundboard. So let me play a soundbite from the soundboard. Let's go with...
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
There we go. I know you couldn't hear that, but they could.
Okay. No, I don't know what you said about me.
All right. So, what were the scores that were given? I'm sorry.
Okay, we got a 67, 75, 80. I gave a 72.
Did I already push the button? I dissociated there for a second. I looked over and saw soundboard, and I was like, that soundboard is more important than anything else in my life right now.
But with points now.
Yeah.
Give us the score.
So the score is 69.
Okay.
59 reviews this time. I feel like that number is important. I should start giving you that number for the sake of the recommended score. So based on 59 reviews, and I want to read one from Attack of the Fanboy that says, all in all, your enjoyment of the Cosmic Shake retake is going to depend on your history with Spongebob. Fans of the show appreciate the love and care that's been poured into every nook and cranny of this aquatic adventure, but the references and jokes may be lost on those who've never seen an episode. Just a quick aside, why would you play SpongeBob if you've never seen the show?
Yeah, I don't know. That is a point. I don't think it would have any real appeal.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's you are a child, I guess.
Right. In which case, it kind of doesn't matter then, right? You're a kid. The jokes are written for you for the most part anyway. I don't know. Anyway, rest of the review.
Another aside. Hold on. Just another aside.
Okay.
Dark, I know you say you would. I don't know how I feel about that as a reason to do something.
You're a reviewer, Dark. It's a little different. You should just read the manga. Still, even those who have a slight interest in SpongeBob love the Cosmic Shake for its unique worlds, great pacing, and infectious charm. If a nautical nonsense be something you wish, there's a ton of fun to be had under the sea in SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. Yeah, but it's a lot faster to read the manga than it is to watch the anime. Anime's got filler. The manga doesn't. It's all thriller, no filler, baby.
Okay. That's true.
All right, let me get one more for you here. Cultured Vultures says, the Cosmic Shake can be a fun collectathon with some charming moments, but the lack of original ideas and finesse make it feel more like an expansion than a brand game.
Okay.
What do you think the recommended score is?
Well, for the record, the Cosmic Shape is toroid, like a donut.
Yeah.
But the you know what? 69.
All right.
They've done it twice. If she's thinking 67, we got a 49. That might be a fair score.
The score is 38%.
Yeah. Okay. Don't play this game.
Collectathons aren't really the kind of game most people want to play nowadays. They had their time for sure, and there's a part of me that still loves them, but
well, I'm sure
eventually
they'll
you just
come
check
back
out.
because everything kind of comes back through, but it'll be changed a little bit. You can't have you can't be doing just that. You've got to evolve it, the idea of what you're doing.
Absolutely. Next up, we have Season, A Letter to the Future. Now, you might not remember this one, and you might remember it. This was one that was announced during the Indie Gaming Show that we covered a while back. This was the one that is the world is ending soon, and this main character is going around trying to collect people's stories before the world ends.
I think I remember the art style.
The art style was very distinct.
I didn't think play on. Okay.
I gotcha.
I'm thinking up there. We got 87, 82. I'm going to go a little bit higher with an 88. I'm going to go to 88 on this one. I remember the art style. I remember seeing the game. I thought that it was interesting.
It said we could go. The score is 78.
Okay.
59 reviewers. And I want to read this really, this is an interesting review to me. From Thumb Culture. With such fast-paced lives these days, there's an S there, retake. Season, A Letter to the Future reminds us to stop pedaling, get off our bike, and take in the wonder and beauty of the world around us.
Well, glad you're here.
And then I got one more for you, which is from Game Mag, which might be the harshest review I've seen in a while. As it turned out, Season: A Letter to the Future was nothing more than just another forgettable indie title.
You did you
Oof.
did your mic go out at just the perfect time on that? Because
Did
it like
it?
stopped me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just another indie title. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
Yep.
I don't even know what that statement means.
Yeah, I feel like I should read you one more because that's not fair.
That's a dumb
Destructoid-
statement.
It is.
Because there's not, if anything's got more weird gameplay as the indie games.
Yeah.
If you're gonna find something strange,
I agree.
that's where you're gonna find it.
Destructoid said, slightly above average or simply inoffensive. Fans of the genre should enjoy this one a bit, but a fair few will be left unfulfilled.
Okay, at that time.
It was ad time. I missed it completely.
Hey, hey.
I was reading terrible reviews.
That was a terrible idea. Just another indie game. That says nothing.
Right? Do you know how broad that spectrum is, man? I know we're called the full spectrum, but look, that spectrum's broad.
Well, it's like if what's one of the big is it Braid, right? That was a big game. If I said
that and Shovel Knight.
Yeah. I mean, those are the bit, but I was like, yeah, it's no, it's just another indie game like Zuma. Like, no.
Sure not.
So it's a weird statement.
Aren't there hidden commands? There are commands that only myself and the mods can access that are on the back end for like quick ban commands and stuff like that.
Well. All right.
I think you can do exclamation mark commands and get a full list. So of the ones you can use, not those.
Okay, so I need to give it a score, huh?
Yep.
Sorry, I was upset about that last review. That's
fair.
That's not a thing.
Out of 59 reviewers.
68.
Right?
68, 75.
Said we can go.
69. Might as well. 76.
The score is 66.
Okay. Well.
And our last review for the night. Dead Space Remake.
Oh, God.
I accidentally pushed the button.
Exactly 10 above. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna go 76.
Okay.
And wanted it for review, huh? Okay. Okay, Dark's feeling pretty good about it. I don't know.
The score is 90.
Now, okay. Okay, then.
Now, it was very tough to pick the first review to read. I always try to pick a review that's reviewed pretty highly and then a review that's reviewed pretty low.
Yeah.
There are so many perfect scores on this list. It is really interesting trying to pick the right one, but I finally decided to pick one that won't help you at all from our friends over at the Daily Star.
Okay.
It's atmospheric, scary, and adrenaline-inducing space fun, a top remake.
Period. That's where you're stopping.
That's the whole blurb.
That's pretty lazy. But I guess it could be. I guess it may be accurate.
Yeah.
You know, it's better than just another indie game.
Yeah.
But okay.
Interesting. My next review for you, though, might actually help a little bit. VGC says, Dead Space is a visually stunning remake that is both faithful to the original and modernizes what it needs to. The remake naturally looks significantly better than the original, but it's the addition of voice acting for Isaac and the more natural dialogue that produces, which is the most effective update here. The game isn't without its lulls, but the overall experience is just as thrilling as it was 15 years ago.
All right. All right.
95 viewers, remember.
Yes. Yes. And I think that's going to be about the score. I'm going to go with 95.
Okay.
I got a 98 on Faith. I got 98. And then 99, 94. But yeah,
The
we're all
score is
high.
97%. The dartboard again.
Yeah, yeah.
I
did shoot around their nose, not up it.
I did want to mention real quick, because I know both of us were pretty concerned about this one when it was first announced that it was going to be faithful. Not only is it an incredibly faithful remake as far as I've been able to tell, the new additions actually seem to pump it up. And they put out a tweet today saying that New Game Plus has already been added to the game. It was there at launch, but it was malfunctioning. They fixed the bug for it. There's a new level 6 suit that they've added to the game that wasn't in there before. A brand new variant of Necromorphs, I guess, that shows up in New Game Plus, and a secret ending that you can get in New Game Plus. So,
Interesting.
very cool.
All right, all right.
Okay, let's move into the announcement.
All right.
First up, I'm going to have to try and spell this. Theatrhythm Final Bar Line has a demo that's dropping February 1st, and the demo carries forward to the full game.
I thought it was good.
And this demo will have 30 playable songs with multiple difficulty levels and 30 playable characters.
Dang.
Pretty cool there.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. They also give off the track list for the demo, which is really cool to me that they share that so people know ahead of time. It's only going to have specific songs in this. It's just 30, right? The full game will have a bunch more.
Right.
But it'll have Final Fantasy II, the Rebel Army, Battle Theme 1, Town, and Main Theme. Nothing from 1, unfortunately. Then nothing from 3 or 4. But 5 will have the main theme of Final Fantasy V, Battle 1, Battle 2, Mambo de Chocobo, do 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 do, and Harvest. And then 7 will have the opening bombing mission, Let the Battles Begin, Fight On, The Chase, and the main theme of Final Fantasy VII. Then it skips, remember, this is just the demo. All the rest of the games will be in the main game. Then it skips all the way to 13 with Defiers of Fate, Saber's Edge, Blinding by Light, March of the Dreadnoughts, and Desperate Struggle. 14 will bring in Hard to Miss, On Westerly Winds, The Land Breathes, Serenity, Torn from the Heavens, which is a great song, To the Sun, and Nemesis. And then 15 will bring Stand Your Ground, The Fight Is On, Apocalyptus, Noctis. I can't speak tonight. So.
Is it Noxious? Or is it Light Night Lime?
It's Noctis. In terms of Neptunia series, you've been waiting for an actual sequel since Mega Dimension. Came out in 2015. Yeah,
I could never see Game of Thrones, but I've read all the books so far. When I first read the Gunslinger series, it was only to Drawing of the Three.
Yeah.
I understand.
I'll be checking out that demo for sure here on the channel with a video because I love rhythm games, which again, why Hi-Fi Rush is right up my alley. Next up, of course, we have the Gamepass Games for the month. We have some pretty cool stuff coming. We have Grid Legends is coming to cloud version only. Weird. Very weird. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is coming to cloud and console. GoldenEye 007 is coming to cloud and console.
Wow. Okay.
Darkest Dungeon is coming to cloud, console, PC. Hot Wheels Unleashed Game of the Year Edition is coming to cloud, console, PC. Hi-Fi Rush is already on cloud, PC, Xbox Series X and S. You should play it. Inkluminati, the game preview, because the game's not fully out yet, is coming to cloud, console, PC. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R is coming to cloud, console, PC. That's the fighting game. That's cool. And then the preview for RoboQuest is coming to console.
Very nice.
Now, that, of course, means some stuff is leaving. Donut County has left today. All these that left today, which is a shame. Donut County is a really cool game, but you can play it on your phone, and you should. It's a very cool game. Taiko no Tatsujin, the Drum Master. You lose one of them game and gain a different one, I guess. Telling Lies and Worms WMD. All 4 of those are leaving.
That game just won't die.
Nope.
Okay.
It will survive. Now, this is a weird announcement. We had an announcement today that some old 360 games are being delisted and won't be purchasable. But Microsoft put out a real quick correction that was, hey, no. They're only being delisted from the 360 store. You can still buy the 360 version on Xbox One. Or if you own them, you can still download them and play them. So then why delist them?
And it sounds like they're moving to finally shut down the 360 for good, though.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, honestly. So I got a quick list here for you. I'm going to run through them real fast. Aegis Wing, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, Blood of the Werewolf, Blue Dragon, Breakdown, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Ghosts, Castle Crashers, Cloning Clyde, Counter-Strike Go, Dark Souls, Darksiders 2, Daytona USA, Defense Grid, Eats Showdown, Far Cry 2, Final Fight, Double Impact. Why is it spelled like that? This Final Fight Double Impact. What is DBILIMPACT? That's dumb. Iron Brigade, Jeremy McGrath's Off-Road, Jet Set Radio, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Limbo, Lost Odyssey, Mass Effect 2, Monopoly Deal, Mutant Blobs Attack, and Plus, Outpost, Coloki X, Peggle 2, Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds, Prince of Persia, Ruse, Sega Vintage Collection, Alex Kidd & Co., Skate 2, South Park Stick of Truth, Spelunky, Splinter Cell Conviction, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars KOTOR 2, The Orange Box, The Raven Episode 1, and The Witcher 2. So if you want to get those on 360 for whatever reason, you should buy it now because they're going to be delisted.
Okay. Then you'll have to deal with GameStop.
Yeah. So next up, Jet Set Radio is a great game. And this is weird news, but also like kind of wholesome news. Rumbleverse is dying.
Right.
I don't know why I capitalized the D in dying. Like it was a title. It's a new game. Rumbleverse is dying. Rumbleverse, of course, came out on August 11th, and it is a battle royale. But there's a really cool part of this, which is on February 28th, that's when the servers go offline, any players that have made any purchase since launch will be eligible for a refund.
That's interesting.
I like that.
Yeah. Like,
You never
appreciate
see
your
companies
money,
do
but
that.
No, you don't see companies doing that. Usually you're just lost. You're just out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
My guess is it didn't make enough money to support the servers.
yeah.
But even then, good to see a company that actually goes like, hey, yeah, no, here's your money back. It's okay. This was on us.
Very interesting.
Moving into the news. Let's talk about the day before and how it might not exist.
Okay. Well, look, I'm all into quantum theory and all that. Is that really what you want to go into right now?
So, on the Tuesday that you did not have internet, I talked about a little bit about the day before and how Fantastic was saying that they were finally going to show off gameplay, and then the day came they were supposed to show gameplay. They didn't show gameplay, and the mods in their Discord that were not employees of the company, fan-run Discord that employees of the company would post into, said, yeah, we've never actually seen gameplay. So that was worrying. But the game was supposed to come out 6 days ago.
Ooh.
6 days ago,
Ugh.
it was delisted from Steam.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like they're having a good time.
Fantastic has come out and said, hey, the game got blocked on Steam at the request of a private individual because of the name. We announced our game back in January 2021. At the time of announcement, the day before game trademark was available. After the announcement of the game, the above-mentioned individual filed an application before us to register the trademark. We've just now found out about this. And so the game has been blocked and delisted. And so we're going to put it out in 9 months.
Take 9 months to change your name?
Yeah.
I mean, it may take 9 months to give something a name, but that's a different conversation.
Exactly.
We're talking about this.
Yeah. So there are two things that I think are possible here. The first is they were not ready to make this game, and it is woefully behind. When are those games getting delisted? They didn't give a date, I don't believe. Let me double check. I have the tab and pull it back up.
Yeah, I think if you get them through the One or the Xbox One or the S or X series, you can play them. You just won't be able to play them on the 360 or get them on 360 anymore.
February 7th is when they're being delisted. They did give a date.
Okay.
So that's the first happening, right? Is maybe they just were not prepared and now they're scrambling to get the game done in time. The other is the game doesn't exist and this is either a scam or a money laundering attempt and it's not ever coming out. They did follow up a statement and say, hey, for the gameplay video, we will consult with lawyers first, then see if we can publish it. When I feel like they could just remove the name from the gameplay video and then release it anyway and just not call it the day before. I also feel like they probably should have been alerted well before now. When they tried to list the game on Steam, if someone else owned the copyright, they should have probably been alerted then.
We can't use the day before tomorrow either.
Right.
I might work with them.
I don't know how Steam works on the back end when it comes to that. I assume when somebody tries to list a game, Steam checks to see if that game is not going to get them in legal trouble for putting it up there.
Right.
So I assume they would have found the copyright then, which makes me feel like this is a lie, but I don't know that. Why not just show off the gameplay anyway?
Well, no, because it was copyrighted and he hadn't done anything for it, and they're not. Depending how they search for the copyright, they may not have caught it. So,
well, they claim that they filed for the trademark, but that before they could file for it, somebody else had filed for an application for it. But my understanding is if you do that, because they filed in the United States, my understanding is if you do that, then they inform you that they can't let you file for it because an application has already been put out.
And it's like an album. So there's some yeah, okay, I see. So there's some wires crossed here. I think it may be a combination. This is a what am I gonna say? This is a legit smoke screen, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
whether it's a smoke screen for a scam or for, hey, we don't have it done yet.
Yeah. But it's like, hey, we can buy ourselves more time either way.
Hey, we have to change our name, so we're moving the game to November.
Man, I don't know if I'd want to release with what's coming out in November.
Yeah. It's very strange.
There's a cool Greek word, and I can't remember what it is. We get malarkey out of it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it's basically, we call it out this Milikai.
Yeah.
It's pure Milikai. 100% Milikai. Yeah.
I do really like the comments that are like, who announces a game without making sure they own the trademark first?
Yeah.
Or are your lawyers also volunteers like your mods?
I don't know.
Ooh.
And I said, this could be set up if they knew about it a little bit before, then they could play it off on this.
Yeah.
What's the
So I did look into the one that they have listed, and because Dark brought it up, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. The one that's listed as like because they give you a link to be able to follow for the copyright office.
Yeah.
It's listed for, as Dark said, both an album and a game. But there's also a listing for it that is dead. So is it really that they didn't get it in time, or is it that they didn't make their payment and someone else snagged it?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna look up the day before and see if I can hear it. See if
Yeah.
it's an album or because it's the name of the album. The day before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a lot. And there was a really interesting post from a lawyer on YouTube that goes by Restricted, that just as you waited to file an application until a year after your announcement, you received a non-final action in November last year. That doesn't add up. So yeah, it's real sketch.
All right. Well, go ahead. Keep
I
your
don't
secret.
know if this game's coming out.
Yeah.
But that's where that's at. This next bit of news, the rest of the news, the next two things in news are fun stuff, and then we have something that's really stupid again.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Day is today.
Wow.
Square Enix officially registered January 31st as Final Fantasy VII Day because it's the day that Final Fantasy VII came out in Japan. It is a full holiday now in Japan. Final Fantasy VII Day.
Okay.
I think we should start honoring that here as well. Everybody gets Final Fantasy VII Day off work, and you have to play at least 7 hours of Final Fantasy VII. There you go. You can play any of the games you want, or you can just watch Advent Children. But there you go.
Do I have to try to get like cloud hair?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
What? Okay.
You have to cosplay. I'll cosplay as Tifa. I mean Barrett.
Oh, God, that was frightening. You have to remind me about like a month before. That way I can start training my hair with hairspray, I guess.
That would be great. Final Fantasy stream. Look, we could do something fun for next. There is a message from Yoshinori Kitase, who is the producer of Final Fantasy VII. He says, the 31st of January 1997, the day that Final Fantasy VII came out, was not just a significant day for the Final Fantasy series, but also marked when so many big things started moving for those of us who worked on the game. I remember being overwhelmed at the breakneck speed which video game technology was evolving, but also dreaming big things for the future. With the establishment of this official anniversary day, I will now always remember these things and hold them dearly in my heart.
Okay.
Tifa cosplay. I said Barrett afterwards, though. So, yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
That's the thing. Final Fantasy VII Day. And this next bit of news, because of this, Square Enix spent some money. Tifa was so it's the first year. Square Enix spent some money, I guess, because Powerwash Simulator, as you might remember, is coming to Steam and also getting a Lara Croft DLC. I can't put enough effort in it to look like Tifa, Dark. I'm missing some important things. Powerwash Simulator is crossing over with Final Fantasy VII next.
Holy, oh my gosh.
Right. It's the Midgar special pack for Powerwash Simulator, DLC pack that brings some FF7 themed content to the game. I got a year. Oh, all right. So we don't know a lot about it, but what we do know is you'll be able to wash Seventh Heaven, and you'll also be able to wash the Guard Scorpion.
Look, if people put enough time to actually pressure washing stuff, power washing stuff, and that they do power washing stuff on the game, the world will be a lot cleaner.
That's very true. That's very true. So, you want to wash Cloud's bike? You can. You have a sewing machine? Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is spiraling down. Yeah.
Guess I'm going to have to do this now. If I do this, each and every one of you has to subscribe also on Final Fantasy VII Day. You got to make it worth it. Let's talk about something that's way less fun and is very, very stupid. Final Fantasy XIV Raid Team has cheated their way to the top. It's a lot more fun when the dirt grows. Glows. So, let's talk about this. Thank you, Dark. There is a new Ultimate Raid, and the Ultimate Raids are the hardest content in Final Fantasy XIV. Every time this happens, there is a world first race, right?
Yeah.
And everybody gets excited about it. Mog Talk did a full charity stream where they've raised a bunch of money, and they're going to keep going because of stuff that's happened. There's going to be, thank you, Dark. There's going to be a lot of money given to charity for this. I believe it's already well over $7,000. It's quite a bit as people are hyped about this race, right? Well, earlier in the week, a team won. They beat the Omega Protocol. They didn't have a video of it. They didn't have screenshots of it. They weren't streaming. It was a Japanese team that beat it. And everybody was like, well, that's cool that you beat it. I wish we could see how you did it so we could beat it too, but it's cool that you did it. Now here's the thing. These raid tiers have teams that it's 8-man, right? And so they have the ultimates are 8-mans. This team had 11 people. They had 3 spotters, 3 spectators watching the fight to give call-outs, which is really interesting. Most teams only use 1, right? Because it's hard, because you rotate who the spotter is. It's hard to gear 8 people. It's harder to gear 9 people because you have to redo the raids again next week without one of those people. So if the 9th person can come in. It's incredibly hard to gear 11 people because your second week, 3 of those people are brand new to the raid. They've watched it, but they haven't played it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost unheard of to have 11 people. Well, the reason they had 11 people is because they had some help. They had some help. They had a couple different third-party tools installed. Yeah, and so I should specify this real quick. Most raid groups use a third-party tool called ACT. It lets you see everybody's DPS, so the raid leader can look back over it later and see where somebody might have been lacking or what they need to do different. It's something that all of them use to parse their numbers. Yoshi-P has had a very firm stance against third-party tools. It's against the terms of service in Final Fantasy XIV to use third-party tools. But the attitude has always been, if you use them and don't talk about them, nothing will happen. And people have not gotten... I understand, Will. I understand. You're good. People have not gotten banned for using ACT unless they use it to call out random people and attack them, and then their chat starts messaging that person to attack them. It's why whenever I do FF14 videos, I always abbreviate the names, because there's a game setting that lets you do that, so that nobody can attack anybody for any reason. Because, unfortunately, people that don't play the game sure seem to love to attack people, and people that do play the game sure seem to love to attack people they think have gray parses. Now, I don't use ACT. I'm not a big fan of it because it gets used as a weapon most of the time. But maybe somebody just doesn't know how to play that job yet. They're still learning. Maybe they shouldn't be in high-end raids doing that. But that's up to the raid leader. That's not up to me, you know?
Yeah.
Regardless, they didn't just have ACT installed. They had a tool called Zoom. And Zoom zooms out the battlefield so you can see the entire battlefield at all times, including the bosses.
That's
Even
helpful.
when the bosses leave from the stage, you can see where they go and what angle they're going to come from, which is stuff that you're not supposed to be able to see as a player until they're coming towards you.
Yeah.
They also had a mod that lets you see all of the players' hitboxes at all times.
Ooh.
So even when the screen went black, you could see it. And you may say, Trey, how do you know all this stuff? Well, as it turns out, you remember how I mentioned they had 3 spotters?
Yes.
Well, somebody got told they weren't going to be allowed in the next week of raiding because the raids have a weekly lockout where you get a piece of gear and you can't get another piece of gear until next week.
Right.
The raids have a weekly lockout, and my guess is the raid leader said, hey, we don't want to have 3 new people next week to try and clear this, even with our tools that we're using to cheat. We don't want to have 3 new people, so we're just going to tell one of these 3 new people they can't do it. Now, what happens when you tell somebody that has already downloaded a bunch of tools and doesn't mind cheating at the game that suddenly they're not going to be allowed to get their shiny weapon next week after they've already waited 1 week and been there for all the hours of raiding? Because these people didn't download any tools that made them do more damage. They just downloaded tools that helped them live longer. They still had to do the fights themselves. It took hours. He ratted them out. He shared his videos that he had recorded natively so that they could look over them with all the tools installed.
There you go.
And they legitimately did get world clear. They got the first world clear, but they did it with questionable methods. And this all came out. The community threw a fit, made a bunch of memes. Yoshi-P made a statement. Yoshi-P made a statement that is effectively like, hey, people have said, well, Yoshi-P says it's okay as long as you don't tell people that you're using ads, or that you're using third-party tools. And Yoshi-P was like, no, I never said that. They are against the terms of service.
Yeah.
Because he has to present the company side of things, right? And then he makes maybe the best argument that I've ever seen about all this, because you may say, well, really, what's the harm if they're just downloading tools to make it fight easier when it's so hard? These are the same groups of people that say the game's not hard enough. Some of these same accounts put out a bunch of stuff about how the regular fights in the game are not hard enough and they want harder difficulty stuff. And Yoshi-P's comment is basically, as a gamer, I cannot understand the idea of asking for hard content and then cheating to beat it. I can't disagree with him somehow. And that's not the fact that I like FF14. That's just common sense.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you the punishment they got, because Yoshi-P did not tell us what all the punishments were going to be. We found out the punishments from people that got punished, that talked about it. And it's not as bad as it could have been, but it's still pretty harsh. Now, I think it's deserved, personally.
Right.
But basically, they were told, hey, you have to discard the weapon. You can't keep your weapon.
Oh, okay.
Your shiny raid tier weapon that you only get for beating this fight, we're not going to delete it for you. We're not going to let you out of this room until you discard it.
Okay.
We're going to make you throw it away. And only the person that had the Zoom installed is getting banned.
Oh, okay.
Because all the others could claim, well, we didn't know that person was doing it, right?
Right.
So they're not getting banned, but their world first is being revoked. Their title that they got for clearing it is being revoked.
Yeah.
And the in-game trigger that says that they beat that content is getting revoked.
There you go.
So they now have to beat it again if they want to have any proof they ever beat it, as it were. Because as Yoshi-P put it, they didn't beat it legitimately.
No, but they should have an advantage going forward to beat it.
Yeah, because they know the fight now. Absolutely. Yeah. Now Mog Talk put out a big thing going like, hey, guess what? We had ended the charity stream because somebody won World First. We're bringing it back now because we feel like things have been kind of muddled and we don't think it's fair to the charity that we stopped because some people cheated.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue the charity. A lot of the other teams are now back on it already and like, hey, here we go. Finally, we get to run for it again. And it's just, it is really, it's very ironic to me. The group was named Unnamed. And they have now been unnamed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the players has come forward. Whether they actually mean it or not, I don't know. I feel like they do based on what they did. They didn't just discard the weapon. They deleted the character. Now, FF14 is character-based progression. It's not account-wide progression. So they lost all of their in-game gear. All of the levels they gained on that character for any class are gone. They lost their house if they had it that's tied to that character. All of it gone. They deleted their character and said, my vision of what this game is has changed for the years and became something I'm not proud of. I basically moved down to something that I wish I hadn't done and ruined the game for myself. I'm going to start over.
Okay.
And begin again. Whether they mean it or not is hard to say, but I feel like they probably do if they deleted 7 years worth of progression.
Yeah.
So it's a big mess, but the memes were so good.
Did it for the memes, man. I did it for the memes.
So
it's kind of dumb. I don't see the point in cheating.
Yeah.
Why? It's too easy to get called out, for doing that. And it's not. I guess they thought it was worth the the rep for getting it done, but
yeah. There's a lot of prestige in the 14 community for having the world clear, the world first. But why? Why ask for hard fights and then cheat?
Yeah. I don't know. All right.
Well, let's throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. Well, I'll start off with a happy birthday. And today is Justin Timberlake's birthday. And I'm sure he's a big fan of the show. So I'm sure. Has to be, right?
Happy birthday, Mr. Timberlake.
So happy 42nd birthday, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got an interesting little story for you here. And so a Japanese YouTuber, he created a custom setup to allow his pet fish to play Pokemon on his Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
But it malfunctioned and led to the fish spending money at the eShop and revealing its owner's credit card information on the live stream. The YouTuber Mutikamaru or Maurice runs a channel that he where his fish plays various video games in the Pokemon franchise. The beta fish controls the game by swimming to different areas of its tank, which have been outfitted with sensors that simulate pushing the buttons on Maurice's Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Maurice set up the system to live stream the fish playing Pokemon Violet, the latest entry series, but a malfunction during the game led to the Nintendo Switch returning to its home screen.
Oh no!
Fish is pure evil.
Is this the guy that did Twitch Plays Pokemon? Because that guy eventually did Plays Pokemon for a little while, where it was set up that way. Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. It says it's Maurice.
Either that or this guy got the inspiration from there and just kept doing it, because that guy shut it down way back when.
But on the home screen now the fish movement opened up the Nintendo eShop.
Oh no!
Spent $4. bought some points, put the credit card information out on the live stream. It downloaded an app to play Nintendo 64 games.
Nice.
Yeah. Spent the reward currency on a new avatar.
Nice. Go fish.
Yeah. And requested a confirmation email from PayPal and changed Maurice's account name from Mutikamaru to Rawa.
That's the fish's name now.
Yeah. The fish was finally able to power off the Switch
Nice.
before Maurice discovered what had been happening on the live stream. Now, there's kind of cool ending to this because Maurice reached out to Nintendo and explained what happened. Hey, congratulations on 25s, huh? Made it a quarter of a century. You have lived in 3 different decades. Oh, no, wait, 4 different decades. 90s, 2000, yeah, 4 different decades. You've lived in 4 different decades. But Nintendo refunded the money.
Good Nintendo. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite an impressive fish. I thought maybe the animal kingdom had kind of slowed down a little bit.
How do you tell Nintendo my fish spent that money, not me?
Video evidence.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the exact spelling of the fish's name, what he changed it to is ROWAWAWAWAWA.
Raw.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. I was
It's
quite
just
impressed with
lawful
the
evil.
fish. What I think is a crime in this, I know, no, I want a new avatar. I don't like the way this guy looks. We never actually find out the fish's name, and I'm bummed by that.
That ain't
You
right.
know? Yeah, it should get some credit in this article. Is all
I don't need to see in the briefcase, but I need to know the fish's name.
Right. It's golden shiny in there. That's all I know. Yeah, I thought it was, yeah, I thought when I started reading it, excuse me, I thought, okay, the fish bumped out. And then I read the list of things it did.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like an accident anymore. That's
Impressed. They didn't remember it 5 seconds later, but while he was there, he was working.
it needs to put some child protection on there so it can't access the store.
Boy.
Oh.
Hey, you got lucky with just $4 though. So
Yeah, that could have been real bad. I'll be sure to not let my cats near the Switch.
Right, there you go. See? Problem solved. They would spend your money.
All right. Well, it's time to talk about your assignment.
Okay. I got my pen ready to find out what I'm playing.
I watched your previous. What word do I want to use here?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Genocide is maybe the word? Of spider kind?
I think so. I think there was a few left.
There was a lot of extra destruction. That's the word.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
homeowners association is pretty disgusted.
Hey, they wanted me to mow the lawn.
Slept through the
Slept through the
fire.
fire. Yeah.
So, specifically, they wanted me to ask you, do you think
But they did.
it's normal to have the power to pull lawnmowers out of the space behind you and just teleport them in front of you?
I kind of know, but I kind of wish it was.
I mean, it seems very handy, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's a power the homeowners association wants to see you keep using.
Probably not. Probably not.
I didn't see him
No.
fall great distances this time,
No.
but
No. There's nowhere far enough to fall, so I didn't even bother. That's what
Now-
it was.
we will do our regular vote.
Okay.
I'm making the poll now.
Okay.
And we have 3 options, which will appear on screen now. As usual, I
Mhm.
rolled for them.
Okay.
Poll has started now. If you're on YouTube, please say 1, 2, or 3. Please do not write the name of the game in the chat so that Rungren won't see it.
I have no idea. Oh, while we're waiting on the poll, do you have any plugs?
I do have a plug today.
So got
Number 2, okay. My plug for today is a channel called Trui, Trui. It's a really cool channel that just shows cool things you can do with Nightbot. And so I have been doing that. I've been putting a lot of different cool stuff with Nightbot, some of which was supposed to work, some of which didn't. Should we check and see if the dad jokes are working now? Ha ha!
Yeah, that's pretty horrible.
Thanks, Nightbot.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
You got any plugs?
Really? I've got to hit away. Watch if you get a chance. Watch a Flirty Powerful Mallard Eagle Eye. What the?
Weird clip name, Nightbot.
Yeah. The no, definitely think you should watch if you get a chance to watch through Alice in Borderland. It's a very good show. Very well done. And I believe it comes out of Japan. Yeah, it's out of Japan. It's definitely out of Japan. But it's a very good show. Very good show.
I don't know what go ahead.
I don't know what I'm going to watch this week. I'm going to find something.
Yeah. I have an anti-plug. I have a channel that I watched this week that I absolutely could not stand, and I'm recommending people steer clear of. And that feels really mean, but trust me. I watched a video from a channel called Synthetic Man about God of War Ragnarok, and there's so many things that are just wrong in that video. So many things that I haven't even played the game and I know it's wrong. I put it this way: I clicked off like 3 or 4 minutes in at the third time that he had called something a bundle of sticks, implying that it is the other word for that. And I was like, all right, look, I'm okay. He's gotten stuff like factually wrong already. I'm all right. I'm going to check out of this now.
Yeah, north of the border, we did look at that. They do some very cool crafting.
And like, not trying to say, hey, that guy's doing his thing. He do whatever he wants. I'm just saying that's not. No.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The winner of the poll for you.
What do I got?
Is Rustler.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It didn't win by much. It won by 1 vote, but it did win the vote.
Okay.
So it seems like you're going back to Rustler.
Yeah. I'll do it.
2 does seem like it'll be interesting. Hopefully it'll come up again.
I'm sure it will.
2 was also really hard to find an image for, but I did eventually find one.
Okay.
So. All right. Well, schedule coming up. Tomorrow, Rungren will be playing Rustler again. Good luck. Then Thursday, we'll be talking about Mouse Guard, 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Really excited for that. And then Friday, I'm going to start painting Death Guard. This guy's got a tongue that's helping him hold that big axe coming out of his chest. See? That's the tongue right there.
All right. Be safe, Roxanne. Excellent. All right.
And then, yeah. Yeah.
Play that again. I gotta get a level. Just be safe.
I feel like we're forgetting something. Are we forgetting anything?
That's what I feel about. I don't think so.
Okay.
Tuesday we had the regular podcast once again with reviews, announcements, and news.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Until hey, that is something I was going to mention. I got to looking at it after Char's counterattack. We have some short stuff until we get to Victory Gundam again. So we should be able to knock out some stuff pretty quick.
Mouse Guard.
Mouse Guard, 2nd edition.
Yeah. I can sit back. I don't have to do any homework for Thursday.
I'm excited.
I'll ask questions in. Look, Roxanne.
All right. Well, with all that said, I've been Trey. Yes.
I've been Roman.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum of life.